With a short life cycle and a growth rate so fast that Dutch farmers often joke they can hear cucumbers growing, cucumbers have become the true stars of greenhouses, spreading across continents and serving as a cornerstone of high-tech agriculture worldwide. But how can tens of millions of tons of cucumbers be produced in modern greenhouses every year? The journey of these premium cucumbers begins at specialized nurseries, where tiny seeds are carefully nurtured into strong seedlings before being transferred into state-of-the-art greenhouses. Here, under meticulous care and cutting-edge technology, each cucumber gradually takes shape, sleek, glossy, and vibrant green. They are then harvested by hand to preserve maximum freshness, before moving straight into modern processing plants, ready to supply consumers around the globe. Today, join Agriculture Insight as we explore the world of high-tech farming and uncover the secrets that have crowned cucumbers as the king of greenhouse crops. All will be revealed in this video. The Netherlands and Spain are the two true superpowers of greenhouse cucumber exports, supplying Europe with fresh cucumbers all year round. Meanwhile, Russia, Japan, and China operate vast greenhouse complexes that produce millions of tons annually, meeting massive domestic demand while also serving export markets. Compared to traditional open-field farming, greenhouse cucumbers stand out for their ability to be grown under precise control of temperature, humidity, and nutrients, resulting in uniform growth, perfectly straight, glossy green fruits with a crisp, refreshing taste. On the same land area, greenhouse cultivation can yield 6 to 10 times more cucumbers than traditional methods, thanks to vertical growing systems that maximize space and harness every ray of light. However, this comes at a price. Greenhouse cucumbers typically cost 2 to 3 times more than outdoor-grown ones, due to the heavy investment in infrastructure, technology, and energy. Every year, greenhouse cucumbers reach a staggering output of around 40 million tons, nearly half of the world's total supply, bringing in an estimated 27 billion USD for the high-tech agriculture industry. With their unmatched productivity and consistent quality, greenhouses are seen as the farming method of the future, paving the way for sustainable agriculture worldwide. Now, step with me inside these lush greenhouses, where miracles are crafted by diligent hands and the technology of tomorrow. To achieve a high survival rate and ensure uniform fruit quality, 90% of cucumber farms today choose to cultivate from seedlings germinated in modern nurseries. The first step in seedling production is preparing the substrate trays. These trays are typically 50 by 30 centimeters in size and divided into 40 to 60 evenly spaced cells. Inside each cell lies a layer of substrate made from coconut fiber, peat moss, or rock wool, materials that are lightweight, airy, and disease-free. On the tray surface, an automatic perforation system creates small holes about 1 to 2 centimeters deep, allowing the seeds to settle neatly. Alongside tray preparation, cucumber seeds are also carefully processed and meticulously selected. These seeds are taken from specially chosen cucumbers with high uniformity, firm shells, and completely free from pests, diseases, or cracks. In the sowing process, a vacuum system lifts each tiny seed, evenly distributes them along the conveyor, and drops them precisely into the pre-made holes in the substrate trays. Next, the conveyor carries the trays through a sprinkler system that simulates artificial rain. The water is applied in a fine, even layer, just enough to moisten the surface coating without causing waterlogging. This step is crucial to ensure a high germination rate. Finally, small sticks about 20 to 25 centimeters long are placed into each cell to guide the seedling's growth, helping them develop upright. The trays are then gathered and transferred to the nursery area for the next stage of care. In many high-tech farms, instead of direct seeding, cucumbers are cultivated from pre-nurtured seedlings. These healthy young plants, about 10 to 15 centimeters tall, are transferred into greenhouses using automated transplanting systems. This method increases survival rates, ensures uniform growth, saves time, and significantly shortens the production cycle. In modern nurseries, seedling trays are placed under strictly controlled environmental conditions to maximize survival rates. Temperatures are kept stable at 25 to 28 degrees Celsius, while humidity is maintained between 80 to 90% to create the perfect environment for germination and early growth. On cloudy days, specialized LED lights are switched on to provide supplemental photosynthetic illumination, ensuring seedlings maintain a steady growth rate. At the same time, irrigation and nutrient delivery systems are fully automated, supplying dissolved fertilizer solutions tailored to each growth stage. Thanks to desynchronized care, after just 3 to 4 weeks, the young plants reach heights of 15 to 20 centimeters, bearing 2 to 3 deep green true leaves, with evenly spread roots and sturdy stems supported by the guiding sticks placed earlier. Once they meet the required standards, all trays undergo a final inspection, where weak or uneven seedlings are removed. Afterward, the seedling trays are neatly packed, carefully arranged on conveyor lines, and moved into temporary storage. Here, humidity and temperature are kept stable to prevent transplant shock during transport. Finally, the trays are distributed to commercial greenhouses, ready to begin large-scale cultivation. Inside the greenhouse, healthy seedlings are carefully prepared by workers before being transplanted. Each young plant is gently placed into substrate bags or specialized growing racks, where planting holes have already been prepared. Immediately afterward, a drip irrigation system is connected directly to the base of each plant, ensuring precise delivery of water and nutrient solution. Cucumbers are not simply watered in the usual way, but nourished through a hydroponic drip system with a precise formula of nitrogen, potassium, magnesium, and other micronutrients, often referred to as a nutritional cocktail. Thanks to this laboratory-like precision, the plants can grow so rapidly that they may stretch several centimeters overnight, leading Dutch farmers to joke that they can actually hear cucumbers growing. Because cucumbers grow so quickly, workers must frequently use tools to secure the growing tips, preventing the plants from spreading out of control. Overhead, trellis systems are installed along each row, with the stems clipped to the wires using small plastic fasteners to guide them upright. As the vines lengthen, they are carefully wrapped around the wires or lowered, creating infinite plants that can reach 10 to 12 meters and continue producing fruit without pause. Thanks to this technique, the cucumber rows stand neatly aligned like a vibrant green wall, maximizing light exposure and ventilation, and yielding straight, uniform, high-quality fruits. During the growth phase, cucumber greenhouses are monitored by advanced sensor systems that continuously track temperature, humidity, and CO2 levels. In daylight hours, additional CO2 is supplied to boost photosynthesis, which can raise yields by 20 to 30%. Yet even a 2 to 3 Celsius fluctuation or a shortfall of water can make the fruit bitter, so shades, fans, and misting systems are constantly adjusted automatically. Throughout the care process, workers regularly remove old leaves, diseased foliage, and unnecessary side shoots. This pruning improves light penetration and airflow, reducing the risk of fungal diseases. At the same time, nutrients are directed toward flowers and fruits, helping cucumbers grow straight, uniform, and of the highest quality. Cucumbers in greenhouses are vulnerable to pests, from aphids and thrips to spider mites. Instead of using chemical pesticides, farmers release beneficial insects, natural predators that hunt down these pests. At first glance, these tiny particles may look like pesticides, but in fact, they are living insects, tiny guardians released to protect the cucumbers. While cucumbers grown in open fields require bees and other insects for pollination to bear fruit, this is almost impossible inside greenhouses. For that reason, most greenhouse cucumber varieties are parthenocarpic, able to set fruit without pollination. Thanks to this trait, the plants produce reliably even in closed environments. Moreover, the cucumbers remain straight and smooth, free from curves or deformities. Thanks to the combination of smart monitoring technology and meticulous care, after about 30 to 40 days of planting, each cucumber vine in the greenhouse reaches peak performance, flowering simultaneously and entering a phase of steady harvest. At this stage, workers pick cucumbers every 2 to 3 days to ensure the fruits reach standard size, retain their crispness, and keep a deep green color. To guarantee premium quality, harvesting is done mostly by hand. Skilled workers walk along each row, using small knives or specialized scissors to gently cut the stems, then carefully place the fruits into crates or carts to avoid scratches. Once the carts are filled, the results of weeks of careful cultivation are immediately transported to processing facilities for sorting and packaging, where each cucumber is meticulously prepared before reaching consumers worldwide. But have you ever wondered what happens to cucumber plants once a harvest is completed? Cucumbers are short-cycle crops, producing for only a limited period before quickly declining. For this reason, once the final fruits are picked, the entire vines are cut down, collected, and sent for composting or recycled into organic fertilizer. This not only cleans and resets the greenhouse for the next planting cycle, but also helps close the loop of sustainable farming. Meanwhile, at the packing facility, freshly harvested cucumbers are placed onto an automated conveyor system and directed to different packaging zones. Here, each cucumber undergoes a visual inspection, with misshapen or scratched fruits removed, before passing through grading machines that sort them by size and weight into uniform groups. What sets greenhouse cucumbers apart from those grown outdoors is that they do not need to be washed before packaging. Because the entire growing process is strictly controlled, the plants never come into contact with soil, rainwater, or chemical pesticides. Even the workers responsible for plant care or harvesting must undergo strict disinfection procedures before entering the greenhouse. As a result, the cucumbers retain their natural waxy coating, a protective layer that preserves freshness and crispness throughout storage and transport. The selected cucumbers are then directed to be tray-packed, shrink-wrapped, or neatly placed in cartons, ready for labeling and shipping. Finally, once labeled, the boxes of cucumbers are neatly lined up on conveyors. Robotic arms automatically lift and stack them onto pallets, forming sturdy blocks of goods. Every pallet is standardized for easy transport and cold storage. From here, the cucumbers are ready to leave the facility, heading to supermarkets and dining tables around the world. Amid lush green fields shimmering under the morning sun, clusters of ripe red raspberries glisten like hidden jewels. Welcome to Washington, the kingdom of frozen red raspberries, where over 36,000 tons are harvested annually, contributing more than 90% of the United States' frozen red raspberry supply, and making the state one of the largest production centers in the world. Have you ever noticed the hollow center of a raspberry? It's not caused by pests or defects, but rather nature's clever design. When ripe, the fruit, made up of dozens of tiny drupelets, gently separates from its soft central core, leaving behind an empty cavity. That core stays on the stem and won't produce another fruit. It's the floral base of a single blossom that has fulfilled its purpose. This unique feature not only distinguishes raspberries from blackberries, but also reveals nature's quiet elegance, a fragrant, juicy beauty with a touch of grace. But surprisingly, that sweet-looking hollow can harbor a hidden mini bacteria hub, a perfect shelter for fruit fly eggs and mold spores, lurking in microscopic crevices, waiting for just one misstep in processing. So don't be fooled by its luscious appearance, because one careless moment, and this seemingly perfect fruit might just turn on you at the dinner table. To fully grasp the meticulous journey behind each plump raspberry, we must return to the very beginning, when the first berries of the season begin to ripen. The harvest typically takes place in midsummer, when raspberries reach peak ripeness, vibrant red, juicy, and perfectly round. Depending on the scale and purpose of cultivation, farmers choose between two methods: hand-picking to preserve the quality of each individual berry, or using advanced machinery to maximize speed and yield. In large-scale raspberry-growing regions like Washington and California, mechanical harvesting is gradually becoming the new standard. These machines, worth over $200,000, operate like a technological orchestra, gently vibrating the canes with fiberglass rods so that only perfectly ripe berries fall. The berries are then directed onto an integrated conveyor system, where strong air jets blow away dry leaves and debris. Above the line, workers sort the fruit on the spot, keeping only the freshest, most evenly colored and flawless raspberries. Thanks to this process, a farm spanning nearly 100 acres can complete its entire harvest within a week, quickly and efficiently, while maintaining consistent quality, ready for the next stage of the journey. At smaller farms, or those serving premium markets, raspberries are typically harvested entirely by hand, the only method that ensures each berry retains its shape without bruising. With their delicate skin and hollow, airy structure, raspberries are highly susceptible to damage from pressure or impact. Hand-picking allows harvesters to select berries at just the right stage of ripeness, avoiding underripe or overripe fruit, an essential factor for successful cold storage and post-harvest transport. The moment raspberries leave the hands of the picker, trays are immediately loaded onto refrigerated trucks and transported straight to the nearest processing facility. No intermediate storage, no delays, because even the slightest holdup can cost these delicate berries their peak freshness. At the plant, specialized forklifts handle each pallet of raspberries as if they were dealing with glass. The pallets are moved into the receiving area where automated unloading systems take over. Each tray is gently tilted, allowing the berries to slide onto the conveyor belt. No squeezing, no dropping, no collisions, as if every motion were precisely programmed to preserve the fragile perfection of this precious fruit. From the receiving area, the raspberries begin their purification journey. On the conveyor belt, they are washed using ultra-low pressure water sprays, just 0.3 to 0.5 bar, less than half the pressure typically used for sturdier fruits like apples or pears. This gentle approach is essential, as even slightly excessive force can rupture the delicate skin of the raspberries. The rinse water is continuously filtered and reused, ensuring both hygiene and environmental sustainability. After washing, the raspberries are moved to the sorting area, where workers manually inspect them along a continuously moving conveyor belt. Any berries that are bruised, misshapen, or unevenly colored are removed, leaving only those that meet the highest quality standards. This step is crucial to ensure consistent product excellence. Next, the raspberries are transferred to the packaging section. Each tray undergoes a final inspection, is sealed in protective packaging, and labeled with detailed information such as origin, harvest date, and quality grade. Finally, the trays are packed into larger boxes ready to be distributed to supermarkets, markets, or exported abroad. The entire process is tightly controlled to ensure that every raspberry reaching the consumer is fresh, flavorful, and flawless. To extend shelf life and preserve freshness after harvest, a portion of the packaged raspberries doesn't go out for distribution right away. Instead, they continue their journey along a gently vibrating conveyor and are quickly transferred to the deep chilling zone, where temperature is tightly controlled to maintain the fruit's natural quality, color, and delicate flavor. From there, the berries enter a rapid cooling chamber for immediate preservation. Inside, they are placed in a cold room with precisely regulated temperatures. The gentle vibration continues to prevent the berries from sticking together during freezing, ensuring each one is evenly chilled and retains its fresh appearance and perfect shape. After a few minutes of quick freezing, the raspberries exit the chamber and move along a conveyor for final inspection. Workers manually check the fruit once more, removing any remaining substandard berries. Meanwhile, the vibrating system continues to operate, allowing the berries to move smoothly without clumping. This process ensures that only the highest quality raspberries proceed to the next stage of processing. It serves as the final quality control step before packaging or further processing. Finally, the chilled raspberries are automatically packed into cardboard boxes lined with plastic bags to ensure hygiene and protect the fruit during transport. An integrated weighing system checks each box to guarantee consistent fill levels that meet strict quality standards. Once full, the box flaps are automatically folded and securely sealed with tape to prevent shifting during transit. Each box is then labeled or barcoded with key information, including the packing date, batch number, and product origin. The finished boxes are neatly stacked onto pallets, ready to be moved into cold storage or shipped to distribution points. Among the frozen, ripe raspberries, a select portion of the finest is reserved to create another kind of magic: raspberry jam. The jam-making process begins by pureeing the raspberries into a smooth, thick mixture, then blending it with refined sugar at a standard ratio of 55 to 60%, significantly higher than that of most other jams. This high sugar content is essential because raspberries have a high water content and a soft, fragile structure, making them prone to spoilage if not properly preserved. Sugar not only adds sweetness, but also acts as a natural preservative, helping to control moisture and inhibit microbial growth. The mixture is then gently cooked in large heated kettles at a controlled temperature of 85 to 90 degrees Celsius, hot enough to slowly concentrate the jam without compromising the fruit's natural aroma and vibrant color. Unlike strawberries, which often lose their color during prolonged cooking and require added coloring for visual appeal, raspberries naturally retain their rich red-purple hue thanks to their high anthocyanin content. Meanwhile, sterilized glass jars are prepared and ready for filling. High-precision filling machines ensure that each jar is filled accurately and with minimal air exposure, a small but crucial step in preserving freshness and extending shelf life. The entire process is a seamless blend of technique and control, neat, refined, and delicately crafted to capture the pure flavor of every raspberry. If India is the mango capital of the world, producing over 50% of the global mango supply, then the United States is the world's largest consumer market for imported mangoes, with a skyrocketing growth rate that has surpassed many other tropical fruit juices like pineapple and guava. Although mango cultivation is expanding in states like Florida and California, domestic production still falls far short of meeting demand. That's why the U.S. spends over $1 billion each year importing mangoes, primarily from Mexico, to satisfy its enormous appetite for this tropical fruit. Mangoes are a guilty pleasure for strict dieters, with a single ripe fruit packing up to 40 grams of sugar, about the same as a can of soda. But for the rest of the world, they're known as tropical gold, sweet, fragrant, and packed with nutrients. And what about you? Are you on Team Sugar Shy or do you melt at the first taste of juicy, sun-kissed mango? Although technology in the US is highly advanced and mango harvesting robots have begun to emerge, equipped with sensors to detect ripe fruit and robotic arms to pick each mango, this technology is not yet widely adopted. That's because harvesting mangoes isn't easy. The fruit bruises easily and trees are tall with wide canopies. As a result, hand-picking remains the most common method. Even so, machines still play a supporting role, with tools like lifts, conveyors, and creative harvesting devices helping boost efficiency and reduce manual labor. Every April, as mangoes begin to ripen and turn golden under the warm sunlight, the bustling harvest season kicks off. Each mango is carefully inspected right in the field before being picked. Don't be fooled by appearances. Not every golden fruit is ready. Each mango variety has its own ripeness cues. Some turn from green to yellow, others take on a rosy blush, and some can only be judged by gently squeezing the skin to check for just the right firmness. For low-hanging mango trees, harvesting is done entirely by hand. Farmers gently hold each fruit, feeling for ripeness through its taut skin and just right softness. A skill that may seem simple, but actually requires experience to avoid bruising the flesh. When mangoes are out of reach, harvesters use a specialized stem cutting tool, a long pole equipped with a sharp gripping head. This design allows them to reach each mango from the ground and gently cut the stem without causing the fruit to fall or bruise. For taller trees, especially on large-scale farms, hydraulic lifts are used, like a mechanical arm that raises workers safely to reach thick, towering canopies as high as 5 to 6 meters. This blend of traditional techniques and modern support makes mango harvesting more efficient, safer, and less labor-intensive. On average, one person can harvest up to 1,200 mangoes per day, depending on the height of the trees, fruit density, harvesting technique, and weather conditions. Especially when cutting the stem, farmers must leave a small portion attached to the fruit to prevent sap from oozing out and damaging the skin or staining other mangoes. That's why, right after harvest, the stem of each mango is rinsed with a gentle stream of pressurized water to remove the sticky, irritating sap. This simple step not only helps the fruit maintain its fresh appearance, but also extends its shelf life, especially important during long-distance transport or export. Mango sap is highly acidic and can cause skin irritation, burning sensations, or allergic reactions upon direct contact. That's why during harvest season, gloves, arm sleeves, and protective clothing are essential gear for professional mango growers. After harvest, the mangoes are quickly transported to nearby processing facilities to preserve their freshness. The ripe mangoes are placed into large red plastic crates specifically designed with ventilation holes on all sides. These openings help keep the fruit cool and well ventilated, minimizing heat and moisture buildup, and significantly reducing the risk of spoilage during transport. After a bumpy ride aboard heavily loaded trucks, the fresh crates of mangoes finally arrive at the processing facility, where their true transformation begins. Here, workers will conduct a preliminary inspection, carefully selecting the mangoes that meet the required standards, while discarding those that are damaged, bruised, or show signs of disease. Only the finest fruits will proceed to the next stage of the process. Next, the mangoes are placed into a water bath or a continuous flowing water stream, where the gentle sound of water not only helps remove dirt but also cools the fruit, preventing premature fermentation and keeping the mangoes fresh. After the preliminary wash, the mangoes are passed through a high-pressure water spray system, where powerful jets of water clean off any remaining impurities and bacteria from the skin. The spray nozzles are automatically controlled, ensuring that each mango is evenly washed without the need for manual intervention. This not only boosts efficiency, but also reduces the risk of direct contact, all while maintaining the highest quality of the product. The mangoes are soaked once again in a sanitizing water solution, typically ozone water, a method that not only helps eliminate bacteria and mold. Then the mangoes move on to the drying area. Here, they gently roll along a conveyor belt lined with soft, wave-like padding, designed not only to prevent scratches but also to absorb any remaining water on the fruit's surface. Some factories also install overhead air-blowing systems to speed up the drying process, ensuring the mangoes are completely dry before entering the sorting and packaging stages. After being thoroughly washed, the mangoes travel along a conveyor system and pass through a scanner equipped with automatic sensors that sort them based on size, color, and ripeness. Mangoes that meet the standards in shape and show no signs of bruising or damage are sent to the next processing stages, while undersized, substandard, or damaged ones are redirected for processing into other products, depending on specific criteria, such as mango juice or dried mango slices. Mangoes that meet the quality standards after sorting are labeled with traceability information, clearly stating the place of origin and packing date. Each fruit is carefully placed in plastic trays or cardboard boxes lined with soft foam to minimize impact during long-distance transportation. For premium varieties like Honey Gold or Nam Dok Mai, each mango is additionally wrapped in protective mesh to preserve its shape and extend shelf life. The mangoes are then stored in cold rooms at an ideal temperature of 10 to 13 degrees Celsius, with humidity around 90% to maintain their crisp texture and vibrant color. Once all quality standards are met, the mangoes are packed into large cartons and shipped in refrigerated containers to supermarkets, restaurants, and retail chains around the world. And while the highest quality mangoes are carefully packaged for destinations around the world, the remaining ones embark on a different kind of journey, a magical transformation inside modern processing factories, to be transformed into a wide variety of mango-based products. First, let's take a closer look at the frozen mango production line, where ripe, juicy mangoes are flash frozen step by step to preserve the full taste of summer all year round. After sorting, each mango is securely fixed onto a specialized holder. Then, an automated blade system peels off the outer skin with a rotating motion, carefully preserving the fruit's shape and flesh. Next comes the cheek cutting stage, a task that requires both skill and precision. Since mango flesh is soft and easily bruised, most factories still perform this step manually, despite having modern production lines. Then the mangoes are washed again, using a foaming solution and air pressure to remove any remaining dirt, then quickly dried by an automated lifting system before moving on to the next processing stage. After the cheeks are separated and the seed removed, the mangoes are fed into an automatic cutting machine that slices them into uniform cubes. Sharp, high-speed blades process thousands of pieces per minute with high precision, ensuring each cube is the ideal size for freezing. Ever wondered how frozen mango cubes stay loose instead of clumping into a solid block? The secret lies in the vibrating mesh system. As the cubes move along a stainless steel tray, continuous shaking spreads them evenly and removes excess surface moisture. This small step makes a big difference. By minimizing moisture, it prevents ice buildup and keeps the cubes separate. Modern IQF lines can freeze 2 to 3 tons of mango per hour, dropping the temperature to -35 degrees Celsius in under 20 minutes. After freezing, the mangoes are packed into moisture-resistant cardboard boxes lined with plastic film, each weighing about 5 to 10 kilograms. The boxes are sealed, fully labeled, and stacked on pallets, ready to be stored in cold rooms for export. The magic of delicious mangoes doesn't stop there. Mango isn't just turned into crispy snacks, it also drives millions of people crazy for the iconic, chewy dried mango. Once the mango is ready, golden mango slices are gently placed into the drying chamber. Here, they undergo a slow drying process in a tightly controlled environment, typically between 50 and 60 degrees Celsius. The drying period lasts from 10 to 14 hours, depending on the thickness of the slices and the ripeness of the fruit. This process reduces the moisture content to an ideal level while preserving the mango's natural color, sweet flavor, and irresistibly soft, chewy texture. After drying, the soft mango slices are removed from the trays and sealed in foil pouches to extend shelf life. And now, let's head to the mango juice factory, the part we've all been waiting for. Here, workers place mangoes into trays and use hand pressure to pre-press them into small cube-like chunks about 20 millimeters in size, helping to release some of the juice and prepare them for the final pressing process. Next, the mango chunks are fed into a grinding machine. This equipment crushes the small pieces into a fine pulp. The resulting pulp is then transferred to a fruit press where mechanical pressure is applied to squeeze out the juice. To obtain a clear juice, the mixture must go through an additional filtration process to remove any remaining solids. The filtered mango juice is then filled into large industrial plastic drums, lined with specialized plastic bags to prevent contamination and ensure food safety. These drums typically hold between 200 to 250 liters of juice and are kept refrigerated or deep frozen while awaiting transport to bottling facilities. Finally, the mango juice is automatically filled into thoroughly sterilized PET bottles, then sealed tightly using heat sealing technology to prevent air or bacteria from entering. This fully enclosed, highly automated process not only ensures food safety but also extends shelf life. So every drop of juice reaches consumers rich in sweetness, smooth in texture, and full of nutrients. From there, it finds its way everywhere. On the shelves of major supermarkets, in family refrigerators, next to a glass of ice on a summer table, or as part of a refreshing, energizing breakfast. Leaving behind the bustling processing factories, we return to the peaceful, endless mango orchards to explore how mangoes are grown, the true beginning of every miracle. Mango trees are usually grown from young grafted saplings nurtured in nurseries. Once the plant reaches about 40 to 60 centimeters in height and has developed a stable root system, farmers transplant it into prepared planting holes in the field. The soil is carefully packed around the base to retain moisture and support the young tree. From here, the long journey of careful cultivation begins. As new branches emerge, they are gently tied and guided to help form a low, well-balanced canopy, improving sunlight exposure and resistance to strong winds. Young mango trees require light shading, consistent moisture, and close protection from pests during this delicate stage. Farmers often use drip irrigation systems, which conserve water while delivering steady hydration to the roots. In parallel, they apply regular fertilization, combining organic and mineral nutrients to strengthen root systems, encourage sturdy growth, and maintain lush green foliage. From these small saplings, wide canopies gradually unfold under the warm countryside sun, preparing for the moment they bloom and bear fruit, bringing the signature sweetness of mango season to tables around the world. The journey behind every bottle of golden mango juice is just as sweet, from sun-drenched orchards to every refreshing sip you enjoy. Each bottle is the result of a careful process of growing, harvesting, and dedication at every step. And this is only one of many incredible journeys. There are still so many fascinating stories to uncover behind the foods we enjoy every day. If you found this video enjoyable and informative, don't forget to like, share, and leave us a comment to support the channel. Let's start with the basics. Kiwi grows on vines that are as ambitious as a New Year's resolution. These vines love to sprawl, stretching across trellises and soaking up the sun like they're on an extended tropical vacation. Kiwi vines thrive in climates with warm summers and chilly winters, a combination that's surprisingly hard to find. Think of them as the picky eaters of the plant world. The top players in this Kiwi League are China, New Zealand, and Italy, with a few honorable mentions like Iran, Greece, and Chile. China leads the pack, producing more than half of the world's kiwi supply, over 2.3 million tons annually. New Zealand, despite its smaller size, punches above its weight by exporting its premium sun gold and green kiwis to markets all around the globe. Harvesting kiwi is no walk in the park. Unlike apples, you can't just shake the tree and watch the fruit tumble down like an avalanche. Kiwi harvesting requires a delicate touch and impeccable timing. Farmers use a clever trick to determine when their kiwis are ready. They measure the fruit's sugar levels using a refractometer. Only when the sweetness hits the right spot do they begin harvesting. Picking too early results in sour kiwis, and nobody wants to pucker up like they've just bitten into a lemon. Most kiwis are harvested by hand. That is a delicate and labor-intensive process that requires skill, patience, and a gentle touch. Unlike fruits that can be shaken from trees, kiwis demand a more personal approach. Farmers start by inspecting the vines, ensuring the fruit has reached the ideal sugar level for maximum sweetness. Once ready, workers carefully pluck each kiwi from the vine, holding it just right to avoid damaging the delicate skin. The fruit is then placed in soft crates to prevent bruising during transport. In regions like Italy and China, where traditional methods are still widely practiced, the harvest becomes a coordinated effort, with teams working in harmony to gather the fruit quickly while maintaining quality. Hand harvesting allows for greater precision, ensuring only the ripest and best kiwis make it to market. Though time-consuming, this method preserves the fruit's integrity, making sure every kiwi reaches consumers in perfect condition, ready to brighten up breakfast tables and smoothie bowls around the world. Harvesting kiwi by hand is a time-honored tradition that requires a unique blend of skill, patience, and care. As they harvest, workers often conduct a preliminary sorting. Any fruit that appears damaged, underdeveloped, or overripe is set aside. This initial sorting helps streamline the process when the fruit arrives at the factory. And not all kiwis ripen at the same time. Hand harvesting enables selective picking, ensuring that only perfectly ripened fruit is harvested, while leaving the rest to mature further on the vine. Once the bins are full, they are transported to a central collection point, where they're loaded onto trucks and taken to processing facilities. Every step of the journey is carefully managed to maintain the fruit's integrity and freshness. In many regions, especially in smaller farms, hand harvesting is part of a broader commitment to sustainable and traditional farming practices. This approach not only supports local labor markets, but also fosters a closer connection between the farmer and the land, promoting environmental stewardship and long-term soil health. Harvesting kiwi with robots is a game changer in modern agriculture. These advanced machines use cameras and sensors to identify ripe fruit, ensuring only the best kiwis are picked. With robotic arms designed to mimic the gentle touch of human hands, they carefully pluck the fruit without causing damage. This technology not only speeds up the harvesting process but also reduces labor costs and increases efficiency. Farmers can now harvest large areas quickly, even working day and night, thanks to these tireless robots. It's the perfect blend of innovation and precision, bringing kiwi farming into the future. The fruit is then placed into crates, which are loaded onto trucks and transported to the processing facilities. Think of it as the kiwi's version of a first-class ticket to the factory. Once the kiwis arrive at the factory, they're in for a serious glow-up, a transformation that would make even the most luxurious spa jealous. Step 1. The spa treatment for kiwis. Every great makeover begins with a solid cleansing routine, and kiwis are no exception. Their first stop in the factory is the washing station, affectionately dubbed the spa. Conveyor belts whisk the fruits through a series of water jets and soft brushes. Imagine a high-pressure car wash, but gentler and designed for fruit. This process washes away any stubborn dirt, dust, or leaves that clung to the fruit during its trip from the vineyard. Dry cleaning kiwi in the factory is a crucial step in ensuring the fruit remains fresh and presentable without compromising its delicate skin. Unlike the initial wet washing, this process uses specialized brushes and air blowers to gently remove any remaining dirt, dust, or debris that may have clung to the fruit during transportation. The kiwis pass along conveyor belts where soft, rotating brushes sweep over their surface, cleaning them without causing bruising. High-powered air jets follow, blowing away any stubborn particles. This dry cleaning method is particularly important for preserving the fruit's natural texture and minimizing moisture retention, which could lead to spoilage during storage or transit. By keeping the kiwis dry, factories also reduce the risk of mold growth, ensuring the fruit stays in top condition for longer periods. This process not only enhances the fruit's visual appeal, but also ensures it meets strict hygiene standards before moving on to sorting and packing. It's an efficient, gentle, and essential step in the kiwi's journey from factory to market. Step 2. Sorting. The Kiwi Selection Olympics. Now that the kiwis are fresh and clean, it's time for them to face the judges in the sorting stage. Think of this as the kiwi equivalent of a beauty pageant, but instead of judges holding scorecards, factories use state-of-the-art technology to decide their fate. Lasers, cameras, and advanced sensors scan each fruit with more precision than a jeweler examining a diamond. This high-tech equipment evaluates every kiwi on several criteria: size, weight, color, and overall quality. The flawless ones, the creme de la creme, are destined for a life of luxury on supermarket shelves, where they'll be admired and chosen by discerning shoppers. These kiwis are perfectly shaped, have just the right firmness, and boast a vibrant, unblemished skin. Then there are the average Joes, the kiwis that don't quite meet the standards for fresh produce, but still have a lot to offer. These slightly smaller, less visually perfect fruits might not make it to your fruit bowl, but they're far from being discarded. Instead, they're sent to the next phase of their journey, where they'll be turned into delicious kiwi juice, jams, or other processed products. Nothing goes to waste in the kiwi factory. Every fruit finds its purpose. Step 3. Packing. Now, packing might sound simple, but it's practically an art form. Each kiwi is carefully placed in trays designed to cradle the fruit and prevent bruising. You'd think these trays were handcrafted by a team of fruit-loving artisans, given how perfectly they fit each kiwi. The trays are then neatly arranged in boxes, with labels that provide all the essential information: variety, origin, weight, and even a little barcode for easy scanning at the checkout counter. It's a meticulous process because these boxes could be traveling thousands of miles to reach their destination. Kiwi isn't just a tasty treat, it's an economic powerhouse and cultural icon. The global kiwi industry generates billions of dollars annually. In countries like New Zealand, kiwi exports are a major contributor to the economy. The fruit not only supports farmers, but also provides jobs in processing, transportation, and marketing. In New Zealand, kiwi is a symbol of national pride. Across the globe, kiwi has found a place in both everyday meals and gourmet dishes. Kiwi is a nutritional superstar. It's packed with vitamin C, fiber, and antioxidants. Some studies even suggest that eating kiwi can improve digestion and boost heart health. Plus, it's a great snack for anyone watching their calorie intake. The kiwi's journey from farm to factory is nothing short of impressive. What starts as a humble, slightly scruffy fruit ends up as a clean, sorted, and perfectly packed product, ready to bring joy to people across the world. So the next time you bite into a kiwi or sip on kiwi juice, remember the incredible effort that went into its glow-up, and maybe give a little nod of appreciation to the farmers, workers, and high-tech machines that made it all possible. So that's the story about the kiwi. Hope you'll enjoy it. Don't forget to like and subscribe to our YouTube channel to get notified when our exciting videos go live. Goodbye.